with daily thunderstorms and the tropics heating up. Meteorologists are on staff with updated daily forecasts as well as predictions on the stronger storms. Stay current with any weather conditions on the Florida Storms mobile app, free in your app store. Storm coverage on WRUF is brought to you by The Best Restoration, Masters of Disasters, Radiant Credit Union, and by Air.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruzogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene. As you listen on WRUF, Charlie's back producing today. We're slowly getting the gang back together here. We're still in the break semester-wise. And you know what? For 8 years, I went through that. And it was always fun to see, students come back. Little different chair now, but it's still fun to see everybody come back. Today, a little bit different in that I'm going to be here till 1:30. Kevin will take over then until 2:30. And he has a very special interview coming up. So make sure that you listen for that. Today, after all the musical stuff we did yesterday, I did not realize this. You know what today is? It's National Vinyl Day. How about that? Now, Patrick sent me in a National Diamond Center email, and he said, today's musical question, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, first of all, I get the question, Patrick, but I could never do that because I would hate the song at that point. But I get your point. Let me flip this around today. What is your favorite album of all time? Now, again, I'm not saying you have to just listen to that, but if I had to pin you down, number one album, what would it be? Today, we come to you live, as always, from the Southeast Car Agency studio, family-owned and operated. Nearly 50 years the Cousins family's been doing that. Best and late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see him today. When you go see him, make sure and tell him Sports Scene sent you. Today is going to be a high school football day. The regular season for high school football right around the corner. 4 coaches will join us today from the area. Tomorrow, Billy Donovan, Tim Walton here. Next week, Athletic Director Scott Strickland live in studio. So we're getting closer to cranking everything up. And next week, the Gator volleyball coach will join us. Gator soccer starts its regular season tomorrow. We tried to get Nick here, but he could not. They're at, I think, UCF tomorrow. So that's all on the docket today. I'm going to give you, as the college football season's about to start, there's some rules changes. I will outline those for you today as we go along as well. So I hope we will have a good program here. Call us up, Titan MRI and Imaging phone line, 392-8255. Same-day scheduling available at Titan MRI. Call them for the best MRI. You can find out more also online, titanmri.com. As I mentioned, the email, askrussell@wruf.com. That is the International Diamond Center email, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. If you want great jewelry, really good jewelry, these are the people to see. Wedding bands, watches, just fine jewelry. Check them out, International Diamond Center. First hour sponsor, the good people at Quality Plumbing, serving Gator Nation since 1984. Indeed, their name says it all. When you need a quality plumber, you can rely on them. Quality Plumbing. Also, if you have any YouTube questions, Facebook Live questions, Charlie, get them to me. Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogre State Farm. Visit ograinsurance.com, and you can find out where they're located, Gainesville and Newberry, and more about what they do for you. And our YouTube questions, courtesy of Campus, USA Credit Union. Coach Spurrier does his banking there. Found on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. And all of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law. Serving Gator Nation since 1971, Meldon Law won't back down. Okay, and don't forget, at 2:30 today, Rays baseball live. They will play the Sacramento A's. By the way, speaking of baseball, I wonder, look, I'm a big history guy. Every time there has been a strike, every time there has been a work stoppage, fans eventually come back. Would you this time? If there's a lockout and there's no regular season next year, and I think that is about as certain as the sun coming up tomorrow, would you, if you are a baseball fan, would you say, the hell with it? I'm curious. All right, International Diamond Center email. Brian, after the talk on the Ring of Honor yesterday, wanted to ask if there was a basketball Ring of Honor. Who would the inaugural 4 you would select? Okay. He would take Lon Kruger, Billy Donovan, Al Horford, and Walter Clayton. And Coach Golden would be in once his coaching days were over, and we have a possible player or two who could also join him. I didn't have a set of criteria of what a person would need to get in. I just used the impact, accomplishments, and legacy each had at Florida. Vernon Maxwell could also be looked at, but he was just out of the top 4 for me. Yeah, we can talk about that too. I think you could probably look at that and probably come up with 15 people. And Walter Clayton really didn't come to mind, but I could see his inclusion. Certainly Billy Donovan. He's got to be there, right? After that, I don't know. And it's interesting, there's recency bias, right? Because Walter Clayton hasn't been out that long. I mean, when you start thinking of Gator basketball, you think of, the back-to-back champions, those guys. But but Vernon Maxwell belongs there. I think he would be with Billy Donovan. And then, give me 2 more, we can figure it out. But interesting question. And maybe we'll throw it out there today and see what you think. Daryl, favorite LP? Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever. Okay. Let's go to the Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Rich is there. Hi, Rich.
Hey, Steve. So in honor of National Vinyl Day, the first thing that popped in my head was AC/DC Back in Black, but it's a tie. That one, along with REO Speedwagon High Infidelity, it's a tie. I played those over and over and over. They were the best. Unbelievable. So Really, I mean, there's so much out there, but that's just to me, that's the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah, it's really hard to do that. I mean, again, it's part of the era you grew up in. I'm sure somebody who's Charlie's age, isn't going to say his top 5 album is, the Beatles. Probably not. It's going to be something else. But I get it. I hear you.
So much good music out there. It's incredible. I'll come back, if they go on strike. I mean, we always do. But I already have a plan for next year. If there's no baseball, I'm going to follow women's softball. I think it's awesome. Whether it be college or there's a pro league out there, whether I'm watching it or just tuning in online, following it that way, that's what I'm doing. Because I like the consistency of an everyday sport like baseball, where usually 5 or 6 games out of the week you can follow. Even if you're not watching or going, you can still follow it. That's the part that I'll miss.
It's funny you brought softball up, Rich, because when I have Tim Walton on tomorrow, one of the things I'm going to ask him if there's any concern about games being longer now. The beauty of softball for quite a while was 2 hours and you're out, right? Well,
yep.
Games are, a lot of games now miss the television window because there are more runs being scored. Games are taking longer to play. There's more pitching changes now than there used to be. But I still love the sport. I'm with you.
Definitely. So the Rays had a good win yesterday. Complete game. There's only been 14 complete games this year. Martinez had one of them last night. Nick Martinez. Him of the ERA of 18-plus in spring training. And I'm like, why did we sign this guy? I mean, he was getting pounded every single time out. But, that's kind of his plan. He works on things in spring training and then comes in. He's had a really good year. 12-3, 2.7 ERA. He had a really good outing last night. He gives up hits. He went 9 innings but gave up 8 hits. And he gave up 4 runs. But it didn't matter because the Rays scored runs. And he didn't walk anybody. Very effective, very Maddox-esque, 101 pitches. Really like it. And then they had some offense. Walls, he hadn't had a home run. Last night he hit 2. Junior had 1. Diaz, Carson Williams, Mesa Jr. Really solid outing. They go 3 o'clock. I believe you guys are carrying the game.
We
3
are.
o'clock. And it's Rasmussen versus Perkins. So the Sacramento pitching is not good at all.
It's awful. It's awful. Let's be honest. It's terrible.
So it really is, and I like our chances today. It's been brought up really since spring training how this team is very cohesive. They hang out together on off days, very close-knit. How important is that, not just for baseball, but for college teams, pro? Because I remember back in '86 when the Mets won, I was a Red Sox fan, believe it or not, and it was so difficult to watch that, but that's beside the point. They didn't even get along, I hear. How important is it, and what does it really bring to the table if a team does get along and they like each other and you're pulling for each other? How important is that?
All right. Thank you, Rich. Obviously, in a perfect world, you want to get along. But it matters what you do between the lines. That's what matters. I don't have to necessarily be buddy-buddy with the guy playing second base, but I better respect him as a player, as a teammate, when I walk on that field. Now, does it help if you hang out and you're friends too? Sure it does. But how many teams get along and finish last? That's not everything. Got to get Byron quickly. Byron, hello.
Rays talk, man. I was going to kind of talk about the Rays a little bit on that road trip. They're just incredible winning streak. They're probably not playing the top teams, but just winning on the road, man. So shout out to that caller. And real quick, Steve, the Bucks, man. Steve, I just want you to call New York, man. The Jets scrimmaging us, man. What's up with all that fighting, man? You New Yorkers, man, need to calm down. You won the NBA championship. Now you want to come fighting the Bucks, man. What's going on, Steve?
Get off me. To the victors go the spoils. Nah, I mean, look, that happens a lot when you scrimmage. And that's been happening since,
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of good, Steve, but I don't know if the coach is like that. But, nobody getting hurt and nothing, Steve. And last in the NBA, Steve, I I don't know who's going to replace the big guy. I don't know why I can't remember the name, but he went to Boston with the Fowls. But the first game, the Philadelphia 76ers and your New York Knicks. Steve, I don't know, Steve. New York might have a chance. It's going to be a tough. But hey, I wouldn't count the Knicks out yet, Steve, and don't count them Gators out either, Steve. Go Gators!
All right, thank you, Byron. JD, I got to have you call back. I got a couple of interviews coming up. We're going to talk to Buchholz football coach Mark Whittemore next as you listen to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF. Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Sunday, August 23rd. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 1:17 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes, we make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their gamberi salento, shrimp, fresh tomatoes, and zucchini sauteed in garlic and oil with penne pasta and Romano cheese.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread, and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. High school football just around the corner. We're going to talk to some of the area high school football coaches today to get a beat on what they've got coming back and a little look back at last year. First up, Buchholz football coach Mark Whittemore joining us here now. Mark, thank you for doing this. Let's just recap.
You better believe it, Steve. Great to be here.
Thank you for doing this. Let's recap last year.
Yep.
How many do you lose? It was a terrific year for you. How many do you lose? What do you have to replace?
Well,
We lost, obviously, our most productive offensive player in Justin Williams. He's over there with the Gators right down the street.
Yep.
And fantastic football player, best offensive player in his classification, several years running. So, replacing him is going to be a chore. But we got some kids that are up to the task. So offensively, he is the big piece. But our offense around him last year was very sophomore. So those kids are now, rising juniors here, and look very veteran after a 15-game schedule last year, and ready to rock. So I feel good about us offensively. We lose our two edges from last year in Shepard and Walker, and replacing them will be a task. But really, those are the things that were left kind of open and ready for competition. And I think competition has produced those that'll lead the way here this year.
Obviously, you've done a tremendous job there. Your record and what you've done speaks for itself. How much pride is there passed down, from kids that come up and then they're the leaders and then they go? How much of that is passed down from group to group?
Well, we try to really emphasize our history. Since 71, we've been in 11 Final Fours and won a state championship. So, in the 80s and 90s, we were the winningest football program in the state. So, we have a rich heritage, a rich history. And so we really try to remind the kids of that, constantly reminding them of the standard that was set before them and, what it means to be in the black and gold. So I think the carryover is, it's a dual thing. First of all, you have year by year, but then you also want to make sure that that the kids who are young and don't remember what we remember, Steve, right?
Right.
We try to educate them as much as possible. Great question.
When do you start? And you got a very tough district too.
Yeah, we start tomorrow night in our classic game, our 0-week game, which is just a scrimmage here in Florida.
Yep.
So we have a classic game tomorrow night down in Lake Mary versus the state champs. They beat Vero on a last-second Hail Mary, for the state championship. So we're looking super forward to going down there and playing at their place at 6:30 tomorrow night.
In the district, I just had John Brantley on. I think Force is in your district now. For those who are listening, has your district changed?
Our district has changed. We've got the Ocala schools now, so we've shifted from the St. John's and Duval area more so towards the Ocala schools. We still have a St. John. We got Matanzas and Oak Leaf there in Clay County, but we picked up Westport and of course Ocala Forest, led by the very famous John Brantley.
Yeah, it's funny. All the years that we've done this together, if you had a nickel for every time you changed districts, you could buy a steak. I mean, it always seems to change, doesn't it?
Yeah, well said, man. It's crazy. Well, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that our state is constantly shifting,
yes,
demographically and population-wise. So it's a constant morphing. But, generally speaking, though, Steve, we stay in, we're either going to be on the eastern, northeastern seaboard, there in Jacksonville and St. John's, or we're going to gravitate towards the Ocala schools. However, we have been in the Tallahassee schools before.
Yes.
Which was kind of an interesting deal. So we are... we're constantly having to keep on our toes and do our homework, and because every time you're in a new district requires new homework.
It does. Last thing, going into the season, Mark, every coach would like to say, "Hey, I've got my starters. I've got my two deep." Are there still position battles? Where do you sit there in terms of getting ready for week one?
Well, we've got a pretty good defensive back end. And there are some, we've got 6 kids to play for, we've got, 5 or 6 kids to play for up front. We've got 5 or 6 linebackers to play for there in that, neck of the woods. So, there's a lot of competition on the defensive side of the ball, and offensively, we've got some deep rooms there too.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
I feel like there is going to be some competition through the year, and so some of our positions are gonna morph a little bit, as far as who's starting on a Friday night.
Well, it's getting close again. The regular season will start soon, and we'll get Mark back then, and of course during the course of the entire year. Always appreciate you, Mark. Thanks for your time.
Hey, appreciate you, Steve, and I look forward to talking with you during the year.
You betcha. Thanks, Mark. Mark Whittemore, done a great job coaching over at Buchholz High School. Let's see here. International Diamond Center email. Mark says his take on the quarterback situation. As fans, I think we'll be begging for whoever the second string is, no matter who it is. That's how average I think both of them will be. Hope I'm wrong. He says the ceiling for this team is 7 regular season wins. Your thoughts? It's hard to say. Buster Faulkner impresses me, Mark, in the sense of what he did with the Haynes King. He's not a classic thrower, right? But he tailored that offense to what he did best. And I like coordinators that do that. So I think he's going to be okay. But, is he going to be, Danny Warfel? Probably not. Frank, C.S. Lewis wrote a biography called Surprised by Joy. He revealed how truly awful the British school system once was. Pink Floyd's The Wall album, with their hit, spoke to that historical reality with such spoken lyrics mixed in. Yes. So he thinks that is good, and the guitar solo when Comfortably Numb still gives me goosebumps. And if you're just tuning in to Frank's email, today is National Vinyl Day. So what is your favorite album of all time? Norm says Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Listen to it every day while attending UF from 77 through 81. Also next month, 45 years of marriage to my Gator girlfriend who loved my taste of music. Norm, I'm trying to think of a song to dedicate to you for 45 years. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk to another high school football coach in the area over at Columbia County. Brian Allen joins us next. You're listening to Sports Scene, sponsored this hour by our friends at Quality Plumbing on WRUF.
The biggest names in Gator Nation
Your heart
appear
health matters.
here.
That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City, serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Sunday, August 23rd. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 1:17 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Gainesville, this celebration is for you. For 5 incredible years, you've made Spurrier's Gridiron Grill more than just a restaurant. You've made it a community. From brunches and birthdays to game day traditions, you've filled our tables with unforgettable memories. Join us Monday, August 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill as we celebrate our 5-year anniversary. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities of North Central Florida. 5 years of memories. And the best is still to come. Learn more and get your tickets now at Spurriers.com.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
The John Sumrall era begins this September. Catch every game right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. We are your home for Gator sports.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Again, here till 1:30 today. Kevin's going to sit in 1:30 to 2:30, and then Rays baseball live today. The Rays ending up with Sacramento. We're going to continue talking to high school football coaches today. Columbia County's football coach Brian Allen joining us live here now on Sports Scene on the Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Again, all our guests courtesy of Meldon Law. Won't back down. Brian, welcome. Good to have you back. Recap last year for me, if fans don't know the kind of season you had first. Let's start there.
Hey, man, just been trying to get these guys back to form over this way. Tough first 2 seasons back. We were trying to close a huge gap. Last year, we were able to finish 9-3. The 3 losses came to 3 very, very good football teams. When you look back to Bowles, St. Augustine, and Choctaw in the second round of the playoffs. But this offseason has been about now that huge gap has been filled and us finding a way to correct 6 plays. That was the offseason motto this year, finding 6 plays. When we looked at those 3 losses and even in the Bowles loss, that was a huge loss. When you look back, man, there's 6 plays that took those 3 losses. And again, a good season, but not where we quite want to be, but we've closed that gap, and now it's trying to make up the difference in a few plays where we had errors here or there.
Looking to this year, based on what you lost last year, Brian, what do you like with your team?
Hey, man, we had a bunch of young guys a year ago. Even with the seniors, there was a year last year that there weren't a bunch of seniors. I think we graduated 11 kids last year. One of the smaller senior classes that we've had here. In the 13 years that I've been here. This year it's bigger. I think there's 21 or 22 on this year's squad. But a lot of kids that, got playing time here and there sparingly, it's their turn. They're up. And, we have some young talent. Juniors have a big junior room, and obviously a big senior class is ready. But it's their turn, man. So excited about what we're going to present defensively. I think one of the best front four that we've had in a long time here. These guys can really get after it, and it's going to be huge as some young defensive backs are getting their first time, and as that pass rush and those guys are doing their job up front. I think it's going to enable us to be able to do some things very good defensively, and offensively we have weapons, man. It's one of the bigger receiver classes that I have. Everybody goes probably 6'2" or taller except for Antonio Days, and he's a speedster. But I have 6'4", 6'3" guys that are on the field when we're in our 10 personnel, and I'm excited about that group. Breaking in a new quarterback, transferred in this summer. Got him from Oakleaf. I think he was a sophomore there last year and junior varsity kid, but really excited about this kid, man. High IQ, extremely accurate, big arm. He's definitely going to be an asset to us. And a young line that a lot were freshmen last year, that they're sophomores, 2 seniors on the offensive line. But if these guys can get it figured out as we have this tough run early on, this team has a chance to be better than they were a year ago.
Do you like the new playoff system?
And Steve, until you've been in it, right, and you just see what's going on, you don't know whether you do or you don't. One thing that I do see, and especially for us, rural area, and even north central Florida, when you think about all of us in this area, you can make it to the 3rd round, 4th round, but once and how it's been, just in me looking at things over the past 14, 15 years, once you get there, you're going to go play one of the schools from down south. I think they were way ahead of what's trying to catch up in different areas, that, these teams were getting the best of the best in those areas. And they had all-star football teams, man. So you make it through your area, your region, but when you got to that final dance, man, it was going to be a team that was filled with a ton of good Jims and Joes, right? Not always about the X and O's, but you're going to play powerhouses. Well, if it's now this open division and those teams that are those built teams that are very good, them battling out with each other, it's going to have, give these teams in these classifications like a real true shot at, after they get out of their region, having a chance to win some championships up in this area. So, from that standpoint of what I've seen, I like it for sure.
I just had. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just had.
From that standpoint, I like it.
Mark Whittemore here, and he's changed districts. Is your district the same or is it different?
It isn't. It's changed up. We got St. Augustine out of the district, and that's what it was for those first couple years of getting back in the ball, and that was tough for us. You have 2 of the better teams that are in the same classification, same region, same district. You're going to play each other a couple times, no matter what, whether it's the regular season and then a district game, and then turn around and it's the postseason round 1 or 2. I didn't like it from that standpoint with us and St. Augustine. So it switched up some. Riverside is back in here with us. Yulee, we've never had them in the district. You have Ed White that's now back in the district, and it's us, and then why am I drawing a blank right now? There's one more, but our district has changed up to where it'll still be a deal where Ed White had a really good run last year. I've heard they've loaded up this year as well, and just seeing some of the things that are out there on social media. So I think Ed White's going to be a tough team. Riverside has been an arch nemesis us for years, in the 17, 18, 19, right? So I think it's a district that's fair, but I think it's also going to be a district that's competitive, very competitive, as we get ready to roll into that area of the season.
Last thing, Brian, we've known each other a long time, done a lot of these together, and you've coached a long time. Just had Whit on. He's coached a long time. With social media, transferring allowed in high school now. Is coaching different for you than when you first started, or does it basically still revolve around X's and O's?
100% different. Whit and I are really, really close friends. We talk often, but it's universal wherever you are and whomever you speak with now in high school football. For myself, and everybody knows it, has known it for a long time here at Columbia. We typically don't get kids into this program. We typically don't lose kids out of this program. I think this year lost up to maybe 7 kids. Yes, so it's different. But also at the same time, probably had 5 that came in. So it's changed a ton. And I mean, this is my 4th year, after being gone for those 2. But just from coming back 3 years ago, it's changed that much. Now entering this 4th year of being back, it's different. And the only thing that I can look at when we talk about social media and things of that nature, kids are seeing it, right in front of them, within hands reach, with the phone. But you're also looking at what's going on in college football as well. And whether you want to believe it or not, there's a trickle down effect, that goes on in high school football. I mean, it's to a point now. And I'm not 100% certain on all of the final rules of NIL in high school. I know that thing got passed. I know the Department of Education was supposed to put their part on it as well. I've never seen the final, schematics of all of that stuff. But what I do know is, if you have areas and you have programs where, these places are financially able, right? And they have people that are in their community that support their football team and they want certain kids. And that's where it's bit us. Mm-hmm. We can throw dollars now, right? And the kid wouldn't leave Columbia. Number one, why would you leave Columbia? There's good coaching, there's good football. There's always been a hotbed of talent that's here. Kids are going to college, right? We've produced a high number of kids in college over the 13 seasons of being here, right? We have them all over the place. So that was something that kept kids here at Columbia. Why do we need to go anywhere, right, when we can get everything that we want right here at home in our own backyard? Well, all of a sudden, when that financial part of it gets thrown into the mix, kids have started to leave.
Yep.
I lost a sophomore to IMG 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Right? That's something that's never happened here, but it's a reality, not only for myself, but for, again, you talk to every coach, and it's a little bit of the same thing. I know Witt lost a very good quarterback a couple years ago to California, like somewhere in California. So it's things that are happening now in high school football that it's completely different. So you're either learning, evolving, catching up, trying to figure it out, but it's not the same for anybody that's been in this thing, I'd say, for the last decade or for the last 4 or 5 years. It's definitely changed, man, and the scope of high school has changed.
Only constant has changed. I appreciate you. We'll have you on as the year goes. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Steve.
You got it, Brian. He and Whittemore, they've been there a while, classy, great programs, and he's right. It has even changed at the high school level. Buffalo Bills, do I see? Buffalo Bills, do I see? Okay. Did you see your new stadium? The reviews weren't great. There's, Google it. Some of the ticket holders were promised unobstructed view. Yeah. And so, how could they do that? But anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen here. It shouldn't. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we'll open the phone lines again. 2 more high school coaches coming on next hour. Kevin's going to be here at 1:30. He's got a special guest. I'm not going to give it away. You got a little tease here. And then we'll have Rays baseball for you at 2:30. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF Bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida Bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida Bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra $399 per month, 2026 Chevy Silverado $379 per month. Plus get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer. May include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Gator fans, remember this play? It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyreek Cleveland! Now imagine being in the swamp and listening to it live as it happened with no delay. Now you can. Beginning this football season, the WRUF mobile app offers real-time play-by-play. Open your WRUF mobile app and on the bottom right, click the football icon that says in-game. Hit play and you have live up-to-the-second play-by-play. Download the WRUF mobile app for free in your app store.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
A heat advisory continues across north central Florida through later this evening. Peak feels like temperatures today above 105 in Gainesville will make it to 95 degrees as our high, with feels like temperatures near 106. A breeze from the west today gusting to 20 miles an hour and a chance for a few evening thunderstorms, especially east of I-75. Partly cloudy and warm tonight, low temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
Hey, it's Kevin Winter. Join me in the Sports Lab today at 2 on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app. We are your home for Gator Sports.
Don't you forget about me. Yeah, welcome back. Two more high school football coaches will join us next hour. I was just going to say, Charlie, that we didn't have any Facebook Live or YouTube questions. Facebook Live questions from Ruzogler State Farm. YouTube questions courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, and voila, there they are. Jacob on YouTube, loving the music theme. Favorite album of all time has got to be The Stranger by Billy Joel. Okay. Mortal Jim, I could listen to the Eagles' first live album from start to finish over and over again. It would take a month for me to get tired of it. And Neil Walk would be first in his basketball Ring of Honor. Only player to have his number retired and holds records that'll never be broken, but then definitely Billy Donovan. MJ says, Sublime album, probably my favorite, or anything from Nirvana. Okay? Again, that's what's today's National Vinyl Day. That's why I'm kind of doing this. And to be perfectly brutal, there ain't a lot of sports we're talking about. So you got to talk about something for 2 hours. So that's my next favorite thing. All right, now, Facebook Live question, courtesy of Ruzogler State Farm. 79 Gator says, so being an old guy, my favorite is Abbey Road by the Beatles. But Out of the Blue by ELO is a close second. You know, Sgt. Pepper is probably the Beatle album that changed things, right? But I don't know if that's the Beatles' best album. I think Abbey Road is their best album. But I get Sgt. Pepper, I get it. Steve says, big fan of The Open with Permanent Waves by Rush. Though I say my favorite of theirs is Moving Pictures with Tom Sawyer. You just saw him live at Madison Square Garden. Do they still, don't they have, they don't have the original dudes now, do they? I think they have different people in Rush. Maybe you can help me, Steve. Do you have a favorite concert you've seen live? Yes. 3 come to mind, and man, I'm going to show my age here. The Allman Brothers in Atlanta, they played for 2.5 hours, and they were great. Elton John, right across the street. Back in the day here, that was Florida Jim, right over there. And Florida Jim would have concerts in it. And Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album was out, although the album wasn't, he was touring on that album, and I think Saturday Night's All Right for Fightin' was the single. Well, here comes Elton John, and the acoustics in that place were god-awful. But there's Dry Ice, and he's playing Funeral for a Friend off the album. And the keyboards are going, the Dry Ice, and all of a sudden it clears. And can you picture Elton John? He's got glasses, and they're going, they're lit. Elton, 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 Elton. It was so cool to see that. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to our tight memorizing phone line. Greg, hello.
Hey, Steve. As usual, it's great to have you back. I know I say it every time, but man, when you were gone all month, we really missed you. But Steve, I want to ask you that question. I appreciated the email, but isn't there a guy named Cam? All I can remember is Cam on the D line.
You mean for Florida? Yeah, Cam James. Yeah, Cam James. Yeah. Yep.
Because somebody said it was the guy with the cam in his name pulled a hammy. And
he had done that earlier, but I think he's recovering now.
So it wasn't serious then. Okay, awesome, great. And because we gotta stay healthy, especially that, as Shane always says, the front seven, the D line and the linebackers. We gotta stay healthy, especially with the questions in the DB. Because like Shane always says, and I subscribe to it as well, that if that front seven can take care and do their jobs, and fill up the gaps, and linebackers can roam and make a mess out of the running backs and whatnot, then I think we'll have a chance to have a good, maybe not great, but a good defense. And Steve, my favorite is, since it's National Vinyl Day, I love the Rumors choice, but mine being an '80s high school graduate and a Gainesville High kid, Purple Rain, the whole album by Prince. I know we got a lot of rockers, but I wasn't even a Prince fan until that movie and that album came out. And I'm here to tell you, there is not a bad song on the entire album. Back in the day when you could flip the album over either side of the album, it was just amazing. But love your show, Steve. Thanks for taking my call. Go Gators.
All right, Greg, thank you. Appreciate it. I got another email here before we close out the hour, and I just lost it. Oh, here. Dustin. The Lakers just were sold for $12 billion, with a B, dollars. He says the Cowboys are the richest franchise at $15 billion. Must be nice. First of all, who in the hell has billions of dollars? But that's another story. JD, hello.
Hey, Steve, I got a question for you. You and I have gone around and around and around on this, and I don't think we ever reached a consensus. But I think there was a lot of us out here who would love if you could ever get anybody in the SEC office to explain SEC scheduling. And I know we've had our disagreements on this, but everybody you look at now when they're predicting, conference champions of the SEC generally point to Georgia and Alabama because of the schedule, particularly Alabama. And I know for years we had Alabama Womack up there doing the schedules. And, I'm an old Gator. I remember going back when Bear Bryant, I think, used to do the schedule. That was a joke, but I'm not sure it was a joke. And, so Florida always played Georgia and Auburn back-to-back. And never really, and people don't understand. Back in the day, those were the two of the bigger powerhouses there. But be that as it may, Steve, and you look at Florida's schedule over the last 3 years, and look at it this year. We're playing. Is it 3 top 10 or 3 top 15 teams back to back to back? I think it's Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia. I can't remember exactly. But, hey, you can say, yeah, you can play the top team. But, Steve, you and I both know if you play a Texas and then you play, we'll throw it in there, a Vanderbilt, and then you play an Alabama, and then you play South Carolina, that's an easier schedule to navigate than playing being top 10 teams back to back to back. And I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it, but I don't think Georgia does that. And of course, then you got where they play. That also figures into it, or Alabama.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Because Alabama's schedule does exactly that. They have October 10th. They have Georgia in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
The next week they're at Tennessee in Knoxville. The next week they're home against Texas A&M, and then they go to Baton Rouge. That's pretty good.
Okay. Wait a minute. Run that by me again. They're at home on 2 of those games?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
So again,
right,
Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, and LSU. That's pretty competitive.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
Well, you're sloughing that off. I'm just telling you, you're wrong in what you're saying about Alabama's schedule, because they do have that gauntlet like Florida has.
Yeah, and then who else do they play? And I'll go back to Georgia. Georgia has yet to play Texas A&M out in
College Station.
Yeah, yet. So, I mean, Steve, when you make those schedules up, I guarantee you and I can sit up there and look at it and say, well, this one's we're loading this guy, we're loading these guys up here, and I don't have a problem with playing the best teams. In fact, I want to play the best teams. I just don't want to do it back to back to back. And so anyway, I think it would be an interesting topic if you could get somebody from the SEC schedule on the show, and then I know you won't, because I know you, but then don't throw them any big softballs when you start asking them questions. So anyway, I think that would be
JD,
a great
let me just say this. Don't tell me how to do my job.
No, I'm not telling you how to do your job.
Okay, because I don't throw softballs. If I have a question, I ask it, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying to you, do your homework here. Okay, and look at the SEC schedules. And I think you will find in just about every SEC schedule a gamut of games like Florida has, like Alabama has, because that's how good the league is. It's almost unavoidable to have it. Now, are they, and look at Alabama's case. There's 4 games in a row that they have those teams. Just like Florida has, I think, 4 in a row with the teams that they have. Now, they play Kentucky, so does Florida, right? I believe they play South Carolina, so does Florida. So, again, and they play Vanderbilt, so does Florida. So where's the difference?
I'll tell you what the difference is, Steve. I would take in a heartbeat those 3 games that Alabama plays and swap them for the 3 that we play. That's the difference. In a heartbeat, I would do that. So
all I'm saying to you is that A&M, Georgia, and LSU are ranked very highly. Just like when you play Texas and Georgia, that when you play Texas, Georgia, they're ranked very highly too. And it's preseason, JD.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, Steve. That's spot on, because we really don't know. But when they make those schedules, they kind of got a feeling. But Steve, same thing goes with Georgia. But if you go and look at a list of the most difficult schedules in the SEC, I guarantee you we're up there in the top 2 or 3, and we have been for I don't know how long now. And if you look at that same list of the preseason, we're talking preseason. Just the point you made is valid, and we're talking preseason. But if you look at the Georgia and the Alabamas, they're going to be on down the list as toughness of schedule. I'm just saying that. We can look at individual games, but again, I would swap our 3 for Alabama's 3 and Georgia's 3. Does Georgia have 3 in a row like that?
I don't have it in front of me. I know they play Oklahoma, they play Bama, they play Florida, they play Ole Miss, so they're good. Now, I don't know if it's, back to back to back. I don't know that, but I know they're on the schedule. I'd have to look. I don't know that. All right, JD, I'm at the top of the hour. I got to run. Thank you for your call. We'll take a break. Hour number 2 coming up. I did not do this. A couple of high school football coaches. Then I'm going to run over the rules changes that have been made in college football. Some of them I really like. Hour 2 coming up. Stay with us as we come to you live from the Southeast Car Agency studio on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com, and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing. Built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
College football is about to kick off, and there's no better way to experience every touchdown, every big play, and every unforgettable rivalry than with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. He's been broadcasting Gator sports for more than 30 years. He's seen it all and spoken with everyone. This is Sports Scene with Steve Russell.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency. And brought to you in part by Campus USA Credit Union, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Meldon Law, UF Orthopedics, Atlantic Roofing, Ruzogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, Sensei Asian Bistro, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's the Dean of Gator Sports, Steve Russell.
Welcome to Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Wednesday. Charlie back in the producer's chair, and we thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. JD, my man, if you're still listening, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the phone calls. But, again, look at the schedules, and some are always going to be harder than others. And I would also say this to you, just to wrap up that in a bow. The league is trying to make it where fans get a chance to go to every SEC venue within a reasonable period of time. And that's not always been the case. But now with no divisions and all that, a whole lot easier to do. You are listening to us from the Southeast Car Agency studio. They've been doing their thing for nearly 50 years. The best and late model low mileage vehicles. Go see them today over at Southeast Car Agency. And many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. This hour brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza. Whether you're picking up or ordering delivery, it's fast, easy, just a click away. You can order at GatorDomino's.com. High school football, we're talking to some of the coaches around the area today. Oak Hall is up next. Their head coach, R.J. Fewer, joins us. R.J., always good to have you. Look, last year was a magical year for you. It was a terrific season, but you got to sort of flush it now and get ready. But I guess the first question, how many do you lose from that team? What do you have to replace?
So we graduated six starters, and then we actually, unfortunately, in today's day and age of high school football, we got bit by the transfer portal. So we lost three.
I still can't get over
yeah.
that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So 8 starters that we either graduated or lost. But we have a lot of, our core skill guys are back, which is, exciting. We have a lot of guys that our leading rusher is back, our leading receiver, leading tacklers. So Aaron Akins was our senior captain. He's playing at Stetson now. He was our quarterback that we had basically moved him to quarterback from receiver when we installed the Flexbone offense. So, it's hard to replace a kid like him just from his leadership ability, and he'd been in the program since 6th grade. So definitely have some guys that we're going to have to replace. But so far, through summer workouts, even in the spring, we've had some guys really step up. So we're excited about that. We have a tough test this Friday in our kickoff classic against Mount Dora Christian. So we'll kind of get a little dress rehearsal for the season Friday.
RJ, sometimes when you have success, more kids come out. Was that the case?
Mm-hmm. We had a couple kids that were walking the halls that came out. But, we really have the same core group back. We'll probably dress 25 kids Friday night, which, in our championship game against Cambridge Christian, they dressed 45 and we dressed 25, and we won. And so we're used to that. We're used to having our systems and schemes fit not only the roster size in quantity, but also in terms of size of our players. So that's why we, do a lot of gap scheme stuff, some triple option stuff to where our offensive linemen can use their speed and footwork. So, you were talking about conferences and divisions and so forth with college scheduling. It gets harder and harder to schedule games in high school because you really don't know from one year to the next what a team is going to be with the transfer thing going on. So, we moved over to the FHSAA this year. We've been in the SSAA since 2020. So we're excited to get back to the FHSAA. Their independent classification is now going to have postseason, and it's going to be ranked by Max Prep. So we're excited to get back to the FHSAA, but it gets challenging because you want to have a competitive schedule, but you also want to try to schedule like schools. We only have 280 kids in our high school, and even when we play a rural school, they've got twice the amount of enrollment. So, it gets tricky at the high school level, too, in terms of scheduling.
What prompted the move back to FHSAA?
Well, we were the only sport here at Oak Hall that wasn't FHSAA.
Oh, okay.
So we wanted to get that full membership back. And the fact that they are now offering postseason play for independent was what really kind of spearheaded that move. We just wanted to get all sports under the FHSAA umbrella, and so we're excited, to be able to do that.
Did you have time in the offseason to reflect on what you guys accomplished last year? I mean, championships are hard to win. Did you have time to really soak it in and, realize what was accomplished?
Yeah, we did. I think we used it actually as motivation that, look, we don't have, we're not sneaking up on anybody, kind of have a little bit of a bullseye on us. So when we were in the weight room in January, we're like, hey, we got to play for another ring this year. Hopefully it'll be an FHSAA ring. So we reflected, but we also used it as, we don't want to sit on our laurels and just, there's no reason why we can't. We've proven that we can do it, right?
Yeah.
But it takes hard work and it takes being in the weight room in January, February, March, and in spring ball. So definitely reflected. It was an incredible time, incredible moment for the kids. And it was interesting because we had our banquet really late because we were waiting for our rings. And so we literally had our banquet on Sunday, the day before spring football started.
Wow.
So it was weird having a banquet that late, but it was also a great, a great opening into spring football, getting their rings on that Sunday. So the kids, they really just bought into our systems, and they're coachable. And my coaching staff just was great. So. Like I said, we're a smaller school, but we really, I feel like we do the most with what we have, and we're excited to get things kicked off here on Friday.
All right. Appreciate you, RJ. As the season goes, we'll get you back on here. Thanks for talking today, and good luck on Friday.
Thanks for having me.
You got it, RJ. Thank you. Done a great job over at Oak Hall, their head coach, RJ Fewer. By the way, if you're just tuning in, since today is National Vinyl Day, I kind of threw out, hey, what's your favorite album? Two people, Peyton and Sam, both said the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds album. Many people think if there wasn't Pet Sounds, there wouldn't have been Sgt. Pepper. But a great album. And Brian Wilson, an absolute genius in the studio. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we're going to talk to Newberry's football coach, Ed Johnson. He's next as you listen to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, three legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Sunday, August 23rd. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 1:17 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
At International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange, you'll find transparent pricing, same-day evaluations, expert craftsmanship, and a team committed to treating every customer with honesty and respect. And you never know who you'll see shopping there. Music stars, sports stars, and savvy collectors all know where to go when they're searching for exceptional value and luxury timepieces. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or restoring a treasured piece, visit International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange on West University Avenue in Gainesville.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy Chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for money line, spread and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is Jeff Cardozo. Today at 4, tune in for the tailgate right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Your home for Gator sports.
Well, not today. My baseball broadcast partner, we got the Rays today at 2:30. Don't forget, I'm out at 1:30. Kevin in here, 1:30 to 2:30. He's got a couple of great guests coming up, so make sure you stick around. Daryl for a concert. Petty in 91 with his late wife in the O-Dome, and Morgan Wallen with his kids and grandkids in the Swamp. And then Tony says albums Crash, Dave Matthews Band, and Pearl Jam, 10. All right, we're going to end our look at high school football for today in the area. Newberry's coach Ed Johnson joins us now. Coach, welcome back. Congratulations on a good year last year. And for those who don't know, just reflect on your year a year ago and what you accomplished.
Appreciate you again, Steve.
Sure.
Always good to talk to you.
Yep.
We started out pretty rough last year, 0-3. Some really, really good competition. Finished 5-2 at the end of the season. Got hot there at the end, and then ran into another tough Cocoa team down there in the playoffs. But got better as the year went on. Gelled throughout the season, and looking forward to building on that this year.
What did you lose from a year ago? What do you have to replace?
A lot, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Hayden Moore, who's going to be playing at Minnesota here in the fall in a couple of weeks. Caleb Wood, who's a 4-year starter for us at running back. And that replaced our quarterback, Kobe Johnson. So we lost a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but, we're excited about some of those young guys coming up.
It's funny. I just had Whittemore on, and I had Brian Allen on, and they talked about R.J. Fewer transfers. Has that affected you?
Not as bad. No, not this year. It affects everybody. Kids are going to leave. You're going to have a kid or two leave. We had, 3 or 4 through the new zoning through the district that left, but not as bad. And we haven't had a lot of kids transfer in either. So we've just kind of been steady and kind of avoided that kind of, at least that kind of situation so far.
I've asked this of all the coaches, Ed, because I'm not fully aware. Are you in the same district, or has that changed?
We're in the same district, so we'll be in the district with Bradford and Trinity Catholic, which is going to be another tough year in this district.
From a scheduling standpoint, with the new playoff system and all of that, does that change the way you schedule at all?
I think so. I think, a lot of that is we're unsure when it comes to the max prep rankings and how they kind of formulate those things. But, yeah, we definitely want to play really, really good competition. Our schedule is loaded with really, really good programs and great coaches. And, we got our hands full this year.
From a, number of people that went out this year, are your numbers good?
A little lower than years past. I think that's just, a smaller student body enrollment is one factor. And, some kids just don't want to play football. It's hot and it's tough. So we're down as compared to years past, but, we're still 40 strong.
You've been at it a long time. I've asked a lot of the other coaches this. I'm sure coaching has changed in terms of portal and, all that. But is it still fun for you?
It is. Those between 3 and 6 p.m. every day is our fun time, man. I still love putting the whistle around my neck, getting out there and running around with the boys and helping to see them grow. So it is. It's still fun and it's still a blessing.
Last thing, with your schedule, what's got to go right? What has to sort of meld for you to have a successful year?
I think just like with any other team, we got to be really, really solid up front on both sides of the ball, but especially on the offensive side. You got to take care of the ball. Kids got to play hard, and they just got to believe. We're playing tough competition. You got to believe you got a chance to go in there and win every Friday night.
You playing Friday?
Yes, sir. We got Eastside and Coach Hoskins coming by.
Wow, okay. And then you start the regular season next week, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will get you back, as always. Ed, appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless, and go Panthers.
All right, thank you, Coach. Ed Johnson, good dude, coaching at a place I once coached, Newberry High School. Yes, coached baseball there. Won a district championship at Newberry. So Don't ask me how long ago, though. But matter of fact, next year, an anniversary is coming up with a 0 on it when we won the district championship. But I won't give you the number in front of it. By the way, all our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. Okay. Tomorrow on the show, we're finally starting to get closer here. Billy Donovan here tomorrow. Tim Walton, the Gator softball coach, here tomorrow. Gator baseball player, now minor leaguer, Kyle Jones will tell you about being drafted, where he is now. He's scheduled to be here tomorrow. Ryan Tice, the volleyball coach, will be live in studio on Monday, and Gator Athletic Director Scott Strickland will be live in studio next week. So we're starting to come around here a little bit. And you're going to hear more high school football coaches because they open their regular seasons next week, which is crazy. International Diamond Center email, BB, too many Beatles albums to pick. In fact, I think I have 3 versions of one. I'll go a different way with a classic album from a different artist, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. That was on the charts for like 700 weeks. That's nuts. And that's why probably it's the greatest album of all time. Because it was on for that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like 700 weeks. Roger, I'm listening, but not always able to email, let alone call. Favorite album, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Mostly due to the climate of things in the U.S., I've been listening to The Animals, which is a current favorite. Back in Black, a good pick. Petty's Wildflowers. And he's picking 6 and 6 for the Gators this year. Summerall, like Napier, seems to be saying and doing many of the right things. However, given the past 5 years, I'm 100% in show me mode. I get that. I totally get that. And what we didn't get a chance to do today was go over some of the rules changes because we had great response and guests and such. So tomorrow we will do that here on the show. All right, I promise you. Thanks to all of the high school coaches for being here today. Appreciate that. Again, Kevin Winter here, 1:30 until 2:30, then Rays baseball. We'll see if they can continue their winning ways against a hapless Sacramento team. But hey, those wins count as if you're beating the Yankees. So guess what? Hopefully the Rays will continue to do what they're doing. Thanks to Charlie for producing today. We thank you for listening. We'll do this again tomorrow at noon. I'm Steve Russell. You're listening to WRUF.
The Tampa Bay Rays play here all summer long. WRUF.
Your heart health matters. That's why Titan MRI and Imaging and Gainesville Open MRI are offering a coronary calcium scan for just $99. This quick, painless CT scan takes about 15 minutes and can help identify calcified plaque in your heart's arteries, giving you valuable insight to your future heart attack risk. The results provide a calcium score that can help your doctor determine the best preventive care plan for you. Schedule your scan today at GainesvilleOpenMRI.com. Live longer, live healthier. Titan MRI and Imaging with 3 convenient locations in Gainesville and Lake City. Serving you better.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Warfel? Or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends Experience on Sunday, August 23rd. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and your football signed by the Gator Heisman winner. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of the Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of Gator history.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Miapa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Miapa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Miapa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
You know you're doing something right when your customers tell their friends and neighbors about you. That's why Ruse Ogre State Farm is proud to announce the opening of their second location, 25527 West Newberry Road in Newberry. From auto and home insurance to life insurance and more, if you're in Gainesville, Ruse can help you. And now if you're in Newberry, Ruse can help you. Ruse and his team thanks you for your trust, your referrals, and your support. Visit either of their 2 locations or call to get your personalized quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Alvoverde. Weekdays at 4 right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Well, as Steve so eloquently put it, every day but today. How you doing, everyone? Kevin Winter in for Steve for the final half hour of Sports Scene from the Southeast Car Agency studios. Then I will take over at 2 o'clock for my half-hour show because we have Tampa Bay Rays baseball this afternoon here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Catch it anywhere in the world of the WRUF mobile app. I was trying to find out, for you baseball fans out there, I was trying to find out the last time a team went 9-0 on a road trip and also went 9-0 on a West Coast road trip. Because if the Rays beat the A's this afternoon, Tampa goes 9-0 on this West Coast road trip to Colorado, to Seattle, and then to the A's. This trip is in Sacramento. Think about that. It's pretty impressive for what the Tampa Bay Rays have done. So Rays baseball comes your way this afternoon at 2:30. At some point over the next 60 minutes, you are going to hear a conversation between myself and Jenny Mans-Tice. So you heard Steve say that coming up either later this week Monday. Coming up Monday, Ryan Tice, the volleyball coach, is going to be in studio with Steve as they prepare to start their season. What is it? Spikes under the lights at AT&T Stadium against the number 1 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Well, this Sunday at the O-Dome, if you are in the area and you are a volleyball fan or you're looking for something to do, this Sunday at the O-Dome is the current Gator squad versus the Gator alumni. And Jenny is a former Gator player, obviously. And she is also going to, quote-unquote, coach the alumni squad this Sunday. So I talked to her about that. We have that conversation, so you'll hear that at some point over the next hour. I was kind of listening to Steve a little bit, doing some work. And I heard Steve get a couple of calls regarding the schedule for this year for the Florida Gators. Here's my question for all of you Gator football fans. That's all of us, by the way. Do we think this schedule is easier? So I compare last year's schedule to this year's schedule, and it's supposed to seem easier. It's supposed to seem like it wasn't the hell that it was last year. But everywhere I look, according to, and again, if you know me, you know I am not an analytics guy. I am not this is a power index. But sometimes I will look at them. The analytics will tell you that the Gators have the 7th or 10th, somewhere in the top 10, hardest schedule in the country. 7th, right? I thought I had that right, Charlie. And we were supposed to kind of, quote unquote, catch a break. But there's obviously that 1 3-game stretch with a bye week mixed in. Texas, bye. In Atlanta against Georgia. And then Oklahoma at home. That is your gauntlet. It just comes at a different time than it did a year ago. Last year's gauntlet for the Gators was LSU, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M. Uck. And a 1-3 stretch where only the Texas game did the offense get over 17 points. I had that right. Over 17 points. But as I think of the schedule, maybe it's just that it's a little more spread out, or that it's not loaded with a Tennessee at the back end, or the way I'm looking at the schedule, and obviously we don't have the true rankings from the Associated Press yet, but I imagine Ole Miss ranked, Texas ranked, Georgia ranked, Oklahoma ranked. Those will probably be our only ranked teams on the schedule come Monday when the Associated Press and the writers release their rankings. 392-8255. 392-8255. Get your calls on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line in a moment. But as you look at it from a standpoint, Gator fans, is the schedule as hard because the percentages tell you they are? I just don't see it that way. But I've also spoken to many of you that there are potential pitfalls on the schedule. And I would love to hear, because I've talked to Shane Matthews about this. I've talked to Steve about this. Sean Kelly has brought it up. Others who've been around this program a lot longer than Sean and a lot longer than me. Going to Missouri is always hell. It's just bad. But Missouri stinks. If we want to be who we want to be, that shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't. Byron, you're up next on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line here on Sports Scene with Kevin Winter, filling in for Steve. Hi, Byron. How are you?
Hey, Kev. I'm going to give you, I love to aggravate Steve, and you're starting to be one of my favorites too, man.
Thank you, brother.
Let me give you this here, man. Last year, I don't remember where we played South Florida and Miami, but I'm going to equate South Florida to Auburn this year because half of South Florida offense went to Auburn. So let me tell you where I'm going. It's important to start off 2-3-0, and I think we will. For the psyche. Now, let me give you this. Florida State did it last year and lost to Virginia in overtime, and it backfired. But listen to this theory. Would you rather be playing Alabama at home? Because you like to play these big teams, Florida fans.
Sure.
Would you like to open it Alabama in Birmingham or wherever, Tuscaloosa, or would you rather be home facing a team to get your team ready for a tough gauntlet? And when we get to that gauntlet you're talking about, we're going to be ready Ready, because go Gators.
Attaboy, Byron. Byron's locked and ready to go. All right, he had a couple of things in there. Last year, USF was game 2 after the junior high team from Long Island came in, which in reality, we still didn't look as good as we should have. And that should have been a telltale sign. USF was game 2, and then there goes the trip to Miami in week 3. And there goes the season rapidly downhill. Because all of a sudden you're 1-3 as you return home for Texas. I have heard, Byron, a lot of people kind of joke that the Auburn game is basically our opportunity again to get back at USF. Because it is. It's the team. It's the offense. Byron Brown at quarterback. He replaced the kid who went to Florida State. I was actually just watching the game earlier on the SEC Network today, the Iron Bowl. Byron Brown's the quarterback at Auburn. It's goalish. They're going to go high tempo. Every place we made mistakes a year ago that derailed our season, we get an opportunity to right the wrong. Or let me phrase this. This team, this fan base gets the opportunity to feel like we righted the wrong. Not even sure that's a word, but we just made it one. We get that opportunity. I've asked this question before. I'm going to dive into it again at some point. We can do it today. If you were to stack up the importance of the Auburn game this year for Gator football, is it the most important game on the schedule? Not Texas in Austin. Not Oklahoma at home. Not Georgia in Atlanta. Not Ole Miss at home in week 4. If any logical Gator fan will tell you that it is the Auburn game. That is the point in time where we're going to enter SEC play on the road at Jordan Air at night in a tough environment against the coaching staff and a quarterback that tuned you up a year ago. So any of the returning players are going to remember that. This fan base certainly will remember that. 100%. 100%. And if you can't, we are not good enough yet. We have not proven to be good enough in a while where we are allowed to bypass conference games on the schedule. I've got people in this studio and in this college who think we could be in trouble again at Kentucky. I just can't wrap my heads around that as being a Florida Gator, that in back-to-back years we're going to go to Lexington and lose. The Florida Gators don't do that. So that's part of it. So that's where I mentioned the schedule. So if any of have any calls, 392-8255, 392-8255. Do you feel like this schedule is easier? Because it doesn't have. Let's go to last year. LSU 3, Miami 4, Texas 9, Texas A&M 5. I wish I could remember my notes. We were one of only, I'm willing to bet, we're only one of 5 programs in the history of college football that ever played 4 consecutive games against teams ranked in the top 10. If I go back to my notes that I have in my desk from last year, if not, we are the only one ever to do it. So that's why it looked bad. Oh, by the way, when you played Georgia, they're 5. Then you played Ole Miss, they're 7. In the end, as last year turned out, you played 6 teams at the time you played them who were ranked in the top 10. That's why we knew last year. And we knew last year was going to be hell. And as the season unraveled, we knew it was going to get worse. And oh, by the way, the other ranked team on the schedule, when you played Tennessee, was 20. That game was over before it started. Like, that was just let go of the rope game. I don't see let go of the rope games on this year's schedule, however. Like, by that point, you knew the season was lost. Your coach was already gone. Billy G was already in as the interim. There was a lot of looking forward to next year. Well, next year's here. Auburn, Ole Miss. I guess the question of the most important game versus the game you're looking forward to, and I've heard a lot of different people give their predictions, as everyone does. We just see them more often now because of everyone having a voice on any social media, whether you doom scroll on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, MyFace, whatever it is. It's a Bill Belichick thing, Morgan. Bill Belichick used to call MySpace MyFace. He combined MySpace and Facebook. Got to teach the young kids everything, don't I, guys? Got to teach them everything. Everyone's got these predictions. Okay, so let's say we go to Auburn, and I heard this last night. All right, so the Gators are going to go to Auburn, and they're going to lose to Auburn, but they're going to come back next week and beat Ole Miss. But then you go to Missouri in a letdown, and you lose to Missouri. Like you were playing that game. Or you go to Auburn, you start off 3-0, and then you come home and you wind up losing a game at the Swamp. One thing Shane Matthews said to us when we did the 35 and we put Shane in a top 35 Gators of all time, Shane said he was exceptionally proud of the fact that he's the only starting quarterback in Florida Gator history who's never lost the game at the Swamp. Charlie just went, what? I would have to check and see over multiple years. But if you take his career, if you take Shane Matthews' career, and trust me, our YouTube account at WRUF Home of the Gators, they're absolutely going to blast this thing up. Don't let me know. But Shane has said it, and I trust Shane when it comes to this because athletes know where their accolades are, and especially quarterbacks who are smart like Shane. So Shane has always been proud of the fact that he's the only starting quarterback for the Gators never to lose a game of the Swamp. But again, that's back to when Florida was Florida. That's back to when we're not worried about, are we going to go to Missouri? Is that going to be a pitfall? Or go to Lexington and lose? Hang on, I got one. UF Gator says, Cresser started a game. He didn't lose. He's 1-0. I knew someone was going to do that. UF Gator, my man. My man. I love that. All right, let's go through some of your comments on our YouTube account. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk some Gator volleyball with Jenny Mans-Tice. We'll do that when we begin the Sports Lab. But we're off and running. You guys are popped up. Mortal Jim's got a great comment. Ready? Mortal Jim says, we're getting an extra 30 minutes of Kevin. He's just baiting haters now. Remember, I got no backsling on our YouTube account, guys, so I need you to be the police to police the police. I need you guys to police everyone who starts zooming in. And if Swampy McGee gets back in on our YouTube account and just absolutely rips off 100 tweets in a row, we got to figure out a way to ban him. I may have to ruin Baxley's vacation. We're going to have to. We cannot let that happen again. Phone calls with you, 392-8255, 392-8255. I am with you until 2:30, and then the Rays look to go 9-0 on a West Coast road trip. We got Rays baseball against the A's this afternoon. It is it's Sports Scene. I almost said it, Charlie. It's Sports Scene, driven by Southeast Car Agency right here on WRUF.
It can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC, 2026 GMC Sierra $399 per month, 2026 Chevy Silverado $379 per month. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months and no payments for 90 days on new Chevy Silverado. Come see us today at Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $69.99 due at signing, plus tax, tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty, subject to lender approval. $16.66 per thousand financed at 0 APR for 60 months. Offers don't combine. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
College football is about to kick off, and there's no better way to experience every touchdown, every big play, and every unforgettable rivalry than with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Bank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Bank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
Your new home for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Trevor to the 5-yard line. Trevor stays on his feet. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor Lawrence. A 10-yard touchdown run. And Jacksonville is in the end zone again. He's going to get sacked. Josh Hines Allen got him. 3rd sack of the day for Jacksonville. Josh has set the franchise career record for sacks. Congratulations to Josh Hines Allen.
Catch Jacksonville Jaguars football this fall, right here on WRUF. From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
A heat advisory continues across north central Florida through later this evening. Peak feels like temperatures today above 105 in Gainesville will make it to 95 degrees as our high, with feels like temperatures near 106. A breeze from the west today gusting to 20 miles an hour, and a chance for a few evening thunderstorms, especially east of I-75. Partly cloudy and warm tonight, low temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
The Sports Lab with Kevin Winter. Weekdays at 2, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Oh, we timed that out perfectly, Charlie. And you didn't do a damn thing, brother. But take credit for it. Sing it, Def Leppard. Kevin Winter with you. Yeah, Sports Lab comes your way 8 minutes from now. I will still be in this chair. Steve had to bail early, so for those of you who are tuning in on your afternoon lunch, wherever you're driving around right now, saying, "Where's Steve?" Don't worry about it. Steve will be here tomorrow. He had to take out early, and this is what we do. I'm not going to dump out of programming, our live local programming, to bring you half hour of Rich Eisen just so I can come back in and sit in the chair. No, I'll sit in the chair. It also helped too. I only had a half hour show. You heard the promo mention Jacksonville Jaguars football is coming this fall. It actually, regular season comes this fall, and it is game week for the Jags. Coming up on Saturday, preseason game number 1. We have the game not only right here on WRUF on the AM side, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, but also if you are taking a long trek on Saturday, It's going to be on Saturday. You can also catch the game on 103.7 The Gator. That is preseason game number 1. For all of you out there listening, next week, I'm going to do Christmas in August because I will be giving away, at the station, will be giving away tickets to preseason home game number 1 on the 21st against the Carolina Panthers. We're going to give away. No, Charlie, you're not going. Charlie, you're not going. I'd send your parents before I send you. I'm making you work. Charlie's mom and dad are sitting in studio, by the way. I'm going to give away tickets next week, either on my show, on Steve's show, or on the tailgate with Jeff and Zach. We'll give away tickets to the Jacksonville Jaguars preseason home game against Carolina, but they open up the preseason coming up on Saturday, beginning at 3 against the New Orleans Saints right here on WRUF. And don't forget, tomorrow night it is Jags HQ at 6 o'clock. That is analyst Jeff Lageman. Brian Sexton is your host. General Manager James Gladstone and Executive Vice President of Football Operations Tony Baselli. It's a 1-hour conversation, so for you Jags fans out there, you want to catch that tomorrow night. Mentioning about the schedule, because Steve had a couple of callers about that, so I kept the conversation going. Our schedule this year for the Gators versus last year and what it was. No, we do not have soccer tomorrow night. Sit back. Charlie, let me program the station. I got you, pal. I was mentioning the schedule, the way it's going. And the analytics say we've got the 7th hardest schedule. Mortal Jim says it's minutely easier. It could easily swing to the hardest schedule in the country if some teams are better than predicted. Kentucky, Auburn, Vanderbilt. Yep, I get that. And I had to mention about the Auburn game. It's like our first litmus test to find out who we are. I mentioned Auburn going high tempo. MJ says they're not going to want to go high tempo when they meet Rusty's conditioning. Okay. Bert, I'll get to you in a moment. I see you on the line. Bert wants to talk baseball. Love that. MJ mentions Rusty's conditioning. That is Rusty Witt and what he is putting this Gator team through. I have told you a few times, the first couple of weeks of practice, it has taken some of these new players. Remember, this team is 50% brand new. It has taken some of these new players a little while to get adjusted to the Florida heat. That's where Rusty Witt, in all those conditioning drills he had this team do, that's where it benefits us. Especially if you're bringing guys in. Look, how many guys did Phil Troutwine bring in from Penn State on the offensive line? Playing in Happy Valley, this time of year, it's hot. In about a month, it's going to be 65 and gorgeous. You guys call that cold down here. That's 65 and gorgeous. November, snow. You ain't seeing snow. Not unless we're on the road for playoff game number 1. Take that. But there's guys who are having a bit of trouble going through a 2.5-hour practice. I've watched some of the offensive linemen down about an entire, you know those jugs that they bring in, like Poland Springs would bring into the office coolers, and you put them on? Oh, they're like housing those things. That's how gassed they are. They're absolutely housing them. So, MJ, Rusty Witt, in what he has had this Gator team do, it absolutely is going to be a big factor of us being ready. I mentioned we got the Rays coming up at 2:30. Baseball talk with Bert as we close out Sports Scene today. Bert, you're on with Kevin Winter. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Good to hear you. Hey, listen, I got to tell you, it's hot up here too, up in Michigan. It's hot. So, I'm not missing Florida right now.
No, well, hang on. It's hot. It's hot for about another month and a half.
And you know who else is hot? The Rays. The Rays are super hot.
Dude, this is insane. It's insane, Bert, what they're doing.
Yep. And Yankees without Judge is a little bit different team, but and I'm watching some baseball today, and I'm really excited about the Tigers pumping up with Cleveland again, because these are super huge games for both teams. I mean, you've got a 1-2 game lead by the White Sox, and we got to catch them.
All right.
And we're playing them.
So
we're playing them at the end of the week.
Here's what Bert's talking about, everyone, if you're not following Major League Baseball. AL Central. White Sox, as he says, 2.5 game lead over the Tigers, and Bert, you can stay on the line. Wild card number 3. Texas has got a half game lead on Detroit. Minnesota, game and a half back. Guardians are 2 back. So you've got the 3 teams chasing the White Sox in the AL Central. Kansas City's just out. We leave them out of it. You've got the 3 teams chasing the White Sox, all within 2 games of a wild card spot, but it's 3 teams fighting for 1 spot, because Boston and New York have cleared themselves a little bit for the top 2 wild card positions. They look like they're on another October collision course.
It is crazy right now.
It is.
I'm not kidding you. So I want to see the Rays when they get into the playoffs. We'll see what happens with the Yankees and some other teams, but the Tigers are looking really good right now. No Scooble, no Mize, no problem.
It's funny how that happened. Bert, you be good, brother, and enjoy Michigan until it starts getting a little. Here's what I do miss. I miss fall. I do miss fall. You
get a week of it. You get a week of it in October.
No, I get a week of fall in January when everyone else around here is in winter coats, and I'm putting on my spring jacket. I wore gloves down here 3 days last year.
You're still wearing shorts, aren't you?
You're damn straight I am, Bert. And the blood hasn't kicked in yet. See you, buddy. All right, that'll do it for us on Sports Scene. Don't go anywhere. I'm not leaving. We're just going to redo the intro music. You're going to hear the Sports Lab open. I want to continue to take your phone calls at 392-8255, 392-8255. Congregation is still up and running on our YouTube chat at WRUF, home of the Gators. Up next, we'll kick off Sports Lab with my conversation with Jenny Mans-Tice, because coming up on Sunday at the O-Dome, free admission to everyone, is this year's Gator volleyball team taking on a Gator alumni team, which is actually stacked with professionals who are playing professional volleyball right now. You hear that conversation between Jenny Mans-Tice and I coming up next as we begin the Sports Lab right here on WRUF.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators! It's lunchtime, and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
You know you're doing something right when your customers tell their friends and neighbors about you. That's why Ruse Ogre State Farm is proud to announce the opening of their second location, 25527 West Newberry Road in Newberry. From auto and home insurance to life insurance and more, if you're in Gainesville, Ruse can help you. And now if you're in Newberry, Ruse can help you. Ruse and his team thanks you for your trust, your referrals, and your support. Visit either of their 2 locations or call to get your personalized quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Every loan, every savings account, every family, every business. Together, you've helped Radiant Credit Union reach $1 billion in assets. That's something worth celebrating. Join us during our Thanks a Billion celebration all August long for daily prizes and special loan offers on auto loans, personal loans, and adventure vehicle loans. Thank you for making this milestone possible. Come celebrate with us at any Radiant location or visit radiantcu.org for more info. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Opportunity Lender.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. You've heard his voice